Assalamu alaikum. My name is Rafia Mansoor, and in today's lecture we'll discuss what are the three basic elements of creating a website, what is CMS, and what is the difference between WordPress.com and WordPress.org. So let's first discuss what are three basic elements of creating a website. Number one is domain name, number two is hosting, and number three is website. So what is the domain name? This is simply your address on the web. It is www.mybusinessname.com. So think of it as your virtual web address. अब क्या होता है, जब आपका कोई कस्टमर जो है वो आपके बिजनेस लोकेशन पे आना चाहता है तो उसको उसके लिए कोई एड्रेस चाहिए होता है, राइट? तो वो तभी उस एड्रेस को फाइंड करके आपके बिजनेस को फाइंड कर सकता है. There are lots of places online to purchase a domain, and the annual cost vary depending on who you get it from and how you might bundle in with other things. I personally like Google domains. You can easily buy just the domain without it being bundled with things that you might not need. So what is a website? This is what customers see when they go to your domain name address. The website files are what make up the design, and it contains the navigation menu with all the pages that your website visitors can view and click on. Think of this as your virtual business building. When customers come to your physical place of business, they found you at your address, your domain name, and they walk into your store, your website, and they browse down each aisle, the web pages. अब इसी तरीके से है कि आपकी जो कस्टमर है वो आपकी वेबसाइट पे आएगा और वो ब्राउज़ करके वो सारे पेजेस देख सकेगा, जो वेब पेजेस जिसके ऊपर आपने अपने प्रोडक्ट्स और सर्विसेज उसके लिए प्रोवाइड की हुई हैं. Now let's discuss what is hosting. Just like your building needs land to sit on, so do your website files. Without the hosting, the land, your website files don't have a place to exist. Hosting is allocated space on a server that you purchase for your website files to reside. Like the other two items mentioned above, pricing can vary significantly for hosting too. आप हो सकता है कि आप कोई ऐसी होस्टिंग ले लें जिसके साथ आपको डोमेन नेम वगैरह भी साथ मिल रहा है, तो वो आपके लिए ज़्यादा बेहतर हो जाता है. It depends on what kind of website you need, where it's hosted, and how long your hosting contract is. Be careful when purchasing hosting. The big name companies often like to give you a free domain name with the purchase of a hosting package, and that's great. But if you are buying a package that contains more than what you need, it would have saved you money to buy these things separately. You don't need to purchase your hosting and your domain name at the same place. And in some cases, it's better that you don't. Domain name settings can be changed to point wherever your website is hosted. You can get your website online without it costing a fortune. But don't pinch pennies with hosting. It may just end up costing you more later. Now let's discuss what is a content management system. A content management system, often abbreviated as CMS, is a software that helps users create, manage, and modify content on a website without the need for specialized technical knowledge. In simpler language, a content management system is a tool that helps you build a website without needing to write all the code from scratch or even know how to code at all. So it's a treat for the beginner. Instead of building your own system for creating web pages, storing images, and other functions, the content management system handles all that basic infrastructure stuff for you so that you can focus on more forward-facing parts of your website. How does a content management system work? To give you an idea of how a content management system works, we are going to take a whirlwind tour of the WordPress interface. WordPress is a good example of a content management system. Let's start with creating a piece of content. Without a content management system, you'd need to write a static HTML file and upload it to your server. Sounds complicated, right? With a content management system like WordPress, you can just write your content in an interface that looks a good bit like Microsoft. That's a lot simpler, right? Similarly, to upload and manage media like images, you can just browse the media library instead of needing to actually interact with your web server directly. What is open source? When an application is open source, it means that anyone can help build, edit it and make changes. Open source software क्या होता है? Open source software free of cost available होता है for you to download and install. Most importantly, it encourages further development by allowing anyone anywhere in the world to download the source code and modify it. अब open source के साथ साथ अक्सर सॉफ्टवेयर्स को जनरल पब्लिक लाइसेंस भी मिला होता है. वो जनरल पब्लिक लाइसेंस क्या होता है? दैट इज कि आप उसको डाउनलोड तो कर ही सकते हो, साथ साथ आप उसको मॉडिफाई भी कर सकते हो और उस पर कोई कॉपीराइट इश्यूज नहीं होते. This results in a community of contributors that enhance the CMS by developing their own modes and plugins. The source code typically doesn't cost anything and it works with many different systems, hosts and internet service providers. What is closed source? जैसे ही हमने ओपन सोर्स की बात की थी, उसी का बिल्कुल ऑपोजिट क्या है? क्लोज सोर्स. इफ अ प्रोग्राम और सेक्शन ऑफ कोड इज क्लोज सोर्स, इट मीन्स that it is kept secure and possibly even encrypted. Outside access is not permitted, so no one can copy or modify it in any way. The program or app is the intellectual or real property of the owner. Legal repercussions can occur if anyone attempts to use it. Closed source CMSs are made specifically by a web developer or team for one website. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is WordPress? What is WordPress used for? WordPress powers nearly a third of the world's website, with tools for everyone from personal bloggers to large corporations. This powerful site builder and content management system, CMS, aims to make it possible for anyone to create an online presence in minutes. The WordPress platform is flexible, scalable, and always free to use. Here's a look at some of the key features of the world's most popular site building software. Now, often beginners confuse WordPress.com with WordPress.org, which leads them to choose the wrong blogging platform for their needs. Even those who know that there are two different platforms are not aware of the differences between them. So let's first address that. Number one is theme support. WordPress.org gives you full theme support. You can use custom commercial themes plus all other free themes that exist. You can modify, customize, or do anything that you like with your website. On the other hand, WordPress.com gives you limited theme support. You are limited to the themes that exist in their WordPress theme repository. You cannot customize existing themes, nor can you upload custom themes. Number two is plugin. All plugins are allowed in WordPress.org. You can upload any free, paid, or custom plugin that you want. This allows you to maximize WordPress potential as a CMS. On the other hand, no plugins are allowed in WordPress.com. You are not allowed to upload any free, paid, or custom plugins. Instead, there are a lot of built-in plugin-like features. Number three is branding freedom. With WordPress.org, you do not have to display any powered by links. You can choose to do so if you want to, but it's entirely your choice. in case of WordPress.com, you have to pay to remove branding. Free WordPress.com users are forced to display powered by links on their website on top of having ads displayed on your website that you don't make money from. WordPress.org gives you monetization freedom. You can sell as many ads you want on your website. You can use any ad service you want. Most importantly, you get to keep 100% of what you earn from your site. On the other hand, WordPress.com gives you limited monetization. You are not allowed to sell ads on your site. Users with high traffic website, 25,000 monthly page views, can apply for advertising with revenue sharing. So basically होता क्या है, WordPress.org पे आप easily monetize कर सकते हो, ठीक है, और जो भी आप earn करते हो वो 100% आपका होता है. On the other hand, WordPress.com पे आप अगर कुछ earn भी कर रहे हो तो उसका कुछ share जो है वो आपको WordPress.com को pay करना पड़ता है क्योंकि उसने आपको hosting provide की हुई है. All SEO features are available on WordPress.org and limited SEO control is available on WordPress.com. With free WordPress.com, you do not have very much control over your website SEO since you cannot install plugins. But in case of WordPress.org, you can install the best SEO plugins and utilize other third-party SEO tools to maximize your SEO potential and ranking higher in Google search results. इसी तरह से जैसे हमने पहले बात की कि हम लोग प्लगइन इंस्टॉल करके SEO फीचर्स अवेल कर सकते हैं, इसी तरह से आप एनालिटिक्स के केस में यू कैन इंस्टॉल गूगल एनालिटिक्स और अदर थर्ड पार्टी एनालिटिक्स एंड get all the insights that you need in case of WordPress.org. But in case of WordPress.com, limited analytics are available. Free WordPress.com plans comes with their own built-in stats, but you cannot install third-party analytics, which are more powerful. You can create a complete online store on WordPress.org to sell digital or physical goods and accept payments via credit card, PayPal, bank checks, bitcoins, etc. On the other hand, you cannot create an online store on WordPress.com. In order to create your online store, even WordPress.com recommends that you switch to self-hosted WordPress, that is WordPress.org, and utilize a proper web hosting provider. Although now they are offering an e-commerce plan that costs $540 per year, which is too much. Now, in cases of maintenance, WordPress.com gives you a slight upper hand. That is, it maintains your backlog, backups, optimization by itself. But in case of WordPress.org, you are responsible for keeping your site updated, keeping regular backups, having spam control options, and most importantly, keeping your site optimized. The best way to think about the differences between WordPress.com versus WordPress.org is the analogy of renting a house versus owning a house. WordPress.com is similar to renting a house. You have limited power and control over what you can and cannot do. WordPress.org is like owning a house, where you have full control, no one can kick you out, and you can do anything that you want. So that's it for today's lecture. आज के लेक्चर में हमने CMS को देखा है कि what is a CMS, what is the difference between closed source CMS and open source CMS, what is the difference between WordPress.com and WordPress.org, and I hope आपको clear हो गया होगा अब सारे differences कि WordPress.com या WordPress.org में से कौन सी साइट आपके लिए ज़्यादा बेहतर है. In my opinion, WordPress.org is far better than WordPress.com. So in the next lecture, we'll see how to install and configure WordPress. Thank you.